Oh boy. Dave Ramsay dispensing with that boomer advice. So this guy basically tells a girl with a fiance to dump him because he won't marry her about $90,000 in debt. Now, I tried to find the actual original video. You can see, check this out. Like, I went through all the podcasts here, and I think they might have taken it down because of the controversy of it. Like, I can't find an early May episode with him in it. So we kind of have to go off of the clip. And as much as I don't like going off of clips, because clips can usually be taken out of context, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of the time they are inaccurate. This one might be a little bit of an exception though, because there's no like jump cuts between him actually saying to dump the guy versus when she actually says about the $90,000. We'll go over the clip now. But what we're gonna do in this video, we're just gonna analyze the pros and cons. We're gonna approach this from a objective lens, an attempted objective lens, and we're just gonna go over the pros and cons of the advice that Dave Ramsay gives this young girl. And you know, there's actually gonna be a lot more to it than you think. If you guys like this type of content where we analyze videos, pros and cons, social repercussions, this is kind of the main point of this video, social repercussions of the advice that he actually gives this young female, hit that subscribe button so that we can grow this channel. Sorry, I'm still warming up here. Hit the subscribe button so we can grow this channel and get this information out to more people. So, in a nutshell, check this out. A lady, a female, a girl calls in, and we'll just listen to this quick. Oh, by the way, follow me on Twitter, Frame Chasers. This is my tech brand for now. I might rebrand this eventually at a different date if this channel does pop off. But for now, this is where you can find me on Twitter/X. So let's watch this clip quickly.
So I'm completely debt
Sorry,
free.
the audio was muted here. Wait a minute. Let me redo this.
My boyfriend makes $250,000 a year, but he does not want to propose until I'm completely debt free.
Interesting.
So point number one, he makes $250,000 a year. He does not want to propose until she pays off her debt. So we have to catalog what's going on here, right?
You're not gonna like me. If you were my daughter, you wanna know what I would tell you?
What?
Dump him.
Okay, all right. If you were my daughter, I would tell you to dump him. Okay, this is such a key. There's very few words spoken here, but they're very, very key. And this is also critical why you gotta pay attention from where the advice is coming from, right? Well, I'll explain in a sec.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great guy.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
This is so damaging, man.
He's making you prove your worth.
Based on money.
Yeah.
No, that's not what he's doing. Okay.
You're having to buy your way into this relationship. Nope. You're a princess and you deserve more than this.
Bad. So, the underlying context of this entire video is this man should step up. Oh my God, okay. But you have to keep, okay. There's so much to talk about with this clip that my mind can't actually like slow down. Like,
the reason I've been able to like put like majority of my paycheck towards my loans is because he does pay for all our rent,
Here's the weird thing. She already knows she locked down a good guy. She already kind of knows. That's because you can see her trying to defend his actions and her living situation. And we'll get into that as well, because basically, so Dave Ramsay just told her to dump him. If she dumped him, she would have to go pay rent somewhere else and actually have a harder time paying off her debt by herself. That's why she's hesitating with this advice, because the advice doesn't actually make any sense. The advice makes sense if you actually go to what he said in the first part of the clip, where he was like, if you were my daughter, I would tell you to dump him. Why is that important? Because he's like a multi-billionaire. So like, yeah, if it was his daughter, she would have the capability to leave him because daddy would protect her and daddy would save her. So in this specific clip, he's kind of lost touch with the general population of America. So he's thinking about it from his perspective. It's almost like he's assuming that her father is a multimillionaire and that her father can take care of her. That's the biggest disconnect in this clip, right?
Oh, so you live together?
Yeah, we live together.
Oh, so you're already married, but you just didn't admit it.
Yeah, it does feel like we're married.
Well, that
You're a princess and you deserve better. That actually has gross ramifications for all women in America. Gross ramifications.
Yeah.
gosh,
Yeah. So what's his incentive to get married? None. The number one cause of divorce in North.
Here's the funny thing. Why aren't they actually applauding the man? Because he could get married right now. But he could also prenup that $90,000 of debt, and he can prenup himself as well. He didn't ask for that. He's just telling her to get her shit together. Think of the reward of that. It's like, if you show me that you are financially savvy enough to pay off your $90,000 of debt. Sorry, there's the clock again. If you show me that you can pay off your $90,000 of debt, you will now get access to my entire net worth. That's a pretty good deal, man. Like, this is the kind of stuff that these guys don't talk about.
North America today is money fights and money problems. And guess what this is? This is a money fight.
No, it's not.
You're just not having it out loud. You're having it in your head.
My boyfriend makes.
Okay, all right. That's the clip in a nutshell. So basically, so we're going to go from start to finish with this entire thing, okay? This is crazy. This was a bad clip from Dave Ramsay. But the thing is I can usually relate to this guy, but I think he's lost touch a little bit. He has. I think the problem is when people become really wealthy, they like $90,000. So think about what $90,000 means to this guy. It means nothing. To him, it sounds like 90 cents. So like, if the guy was like, I'm not gonna marry you until you pay off 90 cents, that sounds ridiculous. Or I'm not gonna marry you until you pay off your $900. Yeah, that sounds fucking ridiculous, right? But that's the frame that Dave is coming from. It's like, he's not gonna marry you over $900? You deserve more than that. You're a princess, right? Because in that context, it seems like an excuse not to get married. There's the loss of touch there, right? $90,000 though. Yeah, okay. Here's the thing. They are both in their 20s, okay? Okay. So from the very beginning here,
$250,000 a year, but he does not.
he makes $250,000 a year. This is the problem. This is why this advice is so damaging to women. He makes $250,000 a year, and he pays all of her bills. And Dave told her, "You are a princess and you deserve better." What? He has no idea what she looks like. He has no idea what her demeanor is. He made a... God, this is not good, man. The reason why this isn't good is because the overlying sentiment of this entire clip is the woman is alleviated of all effort and responsibility and accountability. You're a princess. You deserve better. He should marry you despite the debt. So if we go to the female delusion calculator, just for example, look at this shit. What do we got here? US Census. Yeah, okay. How do I take the damn test here? Oh, age. So he's in his 20s. So let's say 20 to 30, 21 to 30. Exclude married. Doesn't matter what the race is. Height. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Average height is 5'8". Exclude obese. Minimum income, $250,000. Find out. What? So this girl, okay, God, this is, look at this. So this girl, this is female delusion is correct. And here's the craziest thing about this clip is that Dave is delusional too. But she's actually not delusional. So Dave is oh my God, dude, this is insanity. Dave is so delusional that he is telling a woman who is not delusional to be delusional. Does that make sense? So she is dating a man right now who is in the top 0.23% of all men in America. She basically hit the lottery. She won the game. It's over. She won. And she lives with him, and he pays for all of her bills. And he didn't ask for a prenup. All he asked for was a little bit of accountability and a little bit of effort. So the guy is like, hey, if you want to get married, I'd like to see that you're serious about putting in effort into your own finances. Seems like a small ask to me. And if you perform this effort for the relationship, you get access to a 0.23% man. And Dave, what he said was, you're a princess and you deserve better. There is no better. What the hell? That's it. That's the apex of a man. And you wonder why there's he's actually, you know what, now that I think about it, Dave actually did some serious harm to this poor girl, man. He has basically condemned her to being alone and in debt, funny enough, if you think about it. He basically said, you deserve better than a 0.023% man, in which case you should go live alone and be in debt and struggle to pay off that debt for the next 10 years because you deserve better. Why does she deserve better? Why did nobody ask that? You can tell she's like, well, he pays all the bills. He's a really good man. She knows, dude. She knows. Here's the damaging part of it. What on earth is this advice gonna do to women in Western society as a whole? It's not good. Here's the thing. I'm sure that the reason why this girl called into Dave Ramsay in the first place was because she might look up to him like a father of some sort. They're not gonna go over the statistics and the reality of the situation. And how damaging, the reason why he doesn't think it's damaging is because he's a multimillionaire. Do you know what I'm saying? He's like, I would tell you to dump him, and I would pay your bills, and I would let you live at home for free. He doesn't understand that he basically just told that girl that she is gonna be alone and struggle for the rest of her life, and she will never be able to replace that man ever again. She will never get a man like that ever again, period. Ever, for the rest of her life. This is, I just want to let that sink in for a second here, man. And it's like, I guess the part that I'm proud of is that this clip is actually going viral to some degree. And it shows a lot of delusion from a lot of different angles, right? The question is, here's, and this is my biggest red flag when it comes to women as well. They are consensus creatures. What that means is and this is a big problem. Women, you guys have to evolve in your own certain way too, because you guys can't just be consensus creatures forever. What that means is women will ping outward to find advice before making a decision. So women inherently don't trust themselves, and they don't trust their own reality. That's kind of why they always are attracted to very powerful, sure, secure men. That's the entire point of the entire thing, right? Because if a woman because they live in perpetual fear, right? Women always live in perpetual fear of making the wrong call. That's why if a girl ever breaks up with you, you make sure it was the wrong call. Do you know what I'm saying? So they are utterly petrified to make the wrong decision. Therefore, she calls into Dave Ramsay because she views him as a secure, powerful father type figure that will do what's best for her. And what he just did was literally the worst advice he could have given her, like objectively speaking. And here's the crazy thing. I hope there's a follow-up to this eventually, right? Because I want to know what she does eventually down the line as well. Because here you can, so why did she ask Dave for help in the first place? She's a consensus creature. She's pinging around. What she really wants, if you boil down to the if you remove all the emotion out of it, why does she want to get married? She wants to feel secure. That's the whole point. She wants this man's resources to be her resources. She has $90,000 in debt, and she landed a 0.23% man. If you were a woman, you would be pushing for marriage too. That is the ultimate level, especially when he's young like this too. He's very gullible and impressionable. She hit the lottery. You know how you can attribute this? She has in her hand a winning lottery ticket, but she can't get the money and she can't cash it out unless she gets this guy to get married. So you have this ticket that says all your problems are gone. All your money problems are gone. All your worries, all your anxiety is gone. That's the ticket that she's holding right now. You got to get him to get married. Very smart, because she's a very smart girl. She's like, I got to lock this guy down. Now, when she called Dave about this, what she wanted to hear was how to get him to get married. Because she knows, she's like, he's a good man. He pays for everything. He pays all my bills. I'm never gonna land a guy like this ever again. And Dave basically said, throw out the security ticket and make it on your own. Good luck. So it's funny, in fact, he actually does, he did this guy a service. If you think about it, maybe this was a AAA 4D chess move. He actually is protecting smart men with this advice, if you think about it. I'm not saying she's a gold digger. I'm saying she's doing what a woman should do. Lock down a man as early as possible when they're very wealthy, right? And he actually protected his bro by telling her to dump him. That's not the frame that he was coming from, but that's gonna be the result of it. This dude that's a lottery ticket is gonna leave. He's gonna be like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why? What? And then he's gonna bounce. And now, this lottery ticket of a man, this Chad, is now back on the market. And now he can have 10 women, 20 women. You see how damaging this advice that Dave just gave was to society? It's basically an ultimatum. It's like, this man should pay for all your bills and take care of your bad spending habits. I know it's a school loan or whatever, but she should have paid. If he's paying for everything, she should have paid that shit off by now, or at least making a dent in it, right? Because he wouldn't have said that. Here's the thing. The man wouldn't have said that if there was actually progress being made on that debt. So what I'm thinking is she's had that debt for a long time and she hasn't paid it off or even attempted to, or she's making very little headway, which is a show of character. That's why she wants to get married. She wants to get bailed out of her debt. That's why she wants to get married, right? So this guy, this lottery ticket dude, he just got saved by Dave's horrible advice. And now what we're gonna end up with in society is 20 more women being single, thinking that they can do better than 0.23%. It's like, congratulations, way to add to the destruction of society, I guess. Like, that's the craziest shit ever, dude. So back to the consensus thing. Women, ladies, if a lady ever watches this, my God, I don't understand how you guys live in perpetual fear, but this consensus mechanism thing that you guys have is literally your biggest enemy. What happens if this girl listens to this guy now? Because he seems like an authority. It's the worst thing that she could possibly do. When a woman is married for 10, 20 years or whatever, and all of her gal pals got divorced, and now all of her gal pals are telling her that divorce is the best thing ever, she's gonna start questioning her own happiness because the consensus is telling her to. So the consensus here basically is all women are princesses, and I'm quoting Dave here, all women are princesses and they deserve men that are better than 0.23% of all men in America. That's the consensus. So women are fucked. It's over. So if a woman actually believes this and they follow this advice, and that's kind of the main problem of the state. If you actually, this is the whole FOMO and grass is greener thing, but if you actually interact with women in the West in 2026, they always feel like they deserve, it's so fat. Dude, this whole thing is so fucking crazy, man. I think if you actually say it out loud to yourself, how ridiculous is this? I deserve to have my debt paid because I'm a woman. That's what this is. I deserve to get married to this 0.23% man. I deserve this because I'm a woman. And Dave just said, you deserve that because you're a woman. Why? Why does nobody ask why? Why does she deserve that? Why is she a princess? What if she is the worst person on the planet? What if she's a huge bitch? What if she hits the guy? What if she demeans him? You don't know who the hell this person is. Not all women are princesses, man. Not all women are entitled to everything. How about as a intelligent Western society, we treat people based on how good they are to other people, not based on their automatic gender at birth. You're a princess, he should be paying for your debt. I guess the point of this video is to just kind of see how, I guess you could call him mainstream now, how mainstream female advice actually separates the sexes from each other. So put it this way. So let's play devil's advocate for a second. Let's say this girl takes his advice and she's like, Dave said, if you don't marry me, I'm leaving. What if she goes and says that to this guy? He's gonna be like, now it's an ultimatum. Now it's like a game of, it's no longer about affection and love and peace. And it's no longer about building an empire together anymore. It's no longer about supporting each other in sickness and in health till death. Has nothing to do with that. It's you marry me and take care of me because I'm a princess and I deserve that, or I'm leaving. Okay. And this guy is a 0.23% man? What the hell? Okay. And then he's going to be like, no. Like, no. Like, this is wild, man. It's just. Now, what happens? This clip here, how many views does this have? 11 million views. Let's just say half of that population is women, 50%, right? So 6 million women just got told by a very influential figure that they deserve to be taken care of by a top 0.23% man. And to not settle for anything less. And if they don't take care of you, they're dog shit men. If the man looks out for himself first, he's a piece of shit. If he is not in service to his woman and all of her debilitating qualities, this woman is a walking red flag. If he doesn't make all your problems his problems, he's not a man. Okay. Good luck. So, whoever this girl is, man, I implore you to not take Dave's advice. Holy shit. Buckle down. Look at the reward that has been dangling in front of you. You buckle down for a year or two, pay off that debt. I guarantee you, if you get that debt down to half in 1 year, like $45,000, I bet you your man will marry you. Why? Because that shows that you're serious. And you're not a whiner. You're not a complainer. That shows commitment. That shows that no matter what happens, you're in it for the long haul. That's what paying that debt off is telling your man. And instead, you ran to daddy over here, crying like a little girl, whining, oh, I don't get what I want. Is it okay that I don't get what I want? And Dave is like, no, princess, you should get everything you want. Bad. Bad for men, bad for women, bad for society. Honestly, shame on Dave for even saying this. This is bad, dude. Also, I understand why he's coming from that frame, because he's a multi-million-dollar father, and that's what he would tell his daughter, because he can pay all of his daughter's bills and take care of her. This girl, however, not a good idea. Anyway, guys, if you like content like this, I could talk about this for another hour, because it's so this is so damaging to both genders, man. To both genders coming together and just communicating. Women, stop seeking consensus. Start thinking logically and trust your gut. Don't listen to Dave, trust your gut, okay? When you land a winner, you've landed a winner. Shut up and just accept the regulations and rules, because you ain't getting better than this, okay? There is no better than this. Anyway, guys, scroll down, hit the subscribe button right now if you like this kind of content. Scroll down. I'm like sweating balls here. I'm sweating for you guys to go down and hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next one. Maybe we'll talk about this one even some more. Later, boys.